Implication.
All right. Father, I want to come to you again today, Lord, and most of all, thankful again for all you give us, Father, and help us go through this good meeting here with Counselor Lay leading us. And not to be repetitive, but we're here for the Cherokee people, and keep reminding all of us of that, Father. And we'll be sure to thank you, and most of all, I want to thank you for Jesus. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Do our roll call, Bill.
Sir. Dick Light.
Here.
Harley Buzzard. Joel Enfield.
Honey.
Keith Austin.
Here.
Joe Bird.
Honey.
Sean Crittenden.
Honey.
Mike Dobbins.
Here.
Frankie Hargis. Present. Wanda Hatfield. Rich Jordan.
Here.
Mike Shambaugh.
Here.
Mary Bakershaw. Honey. Joe Smith.
Here.
Denise Taylor. Here. Victoria Vespa. Honey. David Walkenstick.
Honey.
Brian Warner.
Honey.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. I'd like to ask for approval of the last month's minutes.
I'll make a motion and be approved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
On reports, Marshall Lamb.
Good afternoon, council.
Afternoon.
I know nothing, so I do have something to report. I want to just give a heads up. We're always looking at ways to improve our services. We are looking at putting our application for the Colden voucher online and trying to work out details on that. Now, it's not in stone or anything like that, but I think that will relieve us a lot of processes and everything, so I'll keep you informed if we do that, so you'll know for your constituents. Anyway, I'm ready for questions.
Will you have a phone number too to that, I guess? Thank you. Any questions? Good. Marcia, you done good. Thank you. Got Michael Lynn's name down here 3 times in a row. You're in trouble, boy.
Not sure that's a good thing or not. Good afternoon. You have a copy of our report, I believe, and I'll be glad to answer any questions or try to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Mr.
Yes,
Chair.
sir.
Mike, if you could, kind of like what we did last year, could you get those numbers worked up for me for the motor fuel and motor vehicle tax?
Yes.
You know, kind of like we did about the mileage and all that? Okay, thank you.
Mike?
Chair. Just want to say thank you for your staff for getting those past and present road construction deals for me that I requested in a timely manner. Thank you very much.
Very good. Yes, I'll pass that along. Thank you.
I guess that'll do us, Mike. Whoop, wait a minute.
Where are they starting on State Cross?
I'd have to find out. I think that's a county commissioner project. Is that correct?
Yes, with Brown.
Mike Brown.
Yeah.
I'll have to get with him. I don't. Has it passed committee? You may have to help me on that. Is it passed
Yeah,
D&F?
it's already been
Okay.
passed. I just don't know when it.
I need to find out if we've gotten a PO on that, and if we have, we would have issued a notice to proceed. If we haven't got the PO yet, then we will not have issued a notice to proceed. But as soon as we get that, I will issue that, and I'll let you know.
Okay, all right, thanks, Mike.
Mary Baker Shaw.
Hi, Mike. I was wondering, how long would someone have to live in jurisdiction to qualify for low-rent income housing?
That's probably going to be a Gary Cooper question.
Is it a Gary Cooper question?
Gary, you want to take that?
Yeah, I'm going to answer that.
That'll be fine. If he can just, yeah.
Anyone else? Thank you, Mike.
All right. Thank you all.
And Gary Cooper has a question already.
Okay, I think I can answer that question for you. They would be eligible for services at the time they are in jurisdiction.
They would be eligible for once they're in jurisdiction. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, so I mean, we've had folks before who has made application while they live outside, but They would have, for instance, like one of our apartments or rental assistance or something like that. They can make application, they can stay on the waiting list whenever they come up. They would just have to relocate to inside jurisdiction at the time they're receiving the services. Hopefully that answers your question. Other than that, I think you have my report, and I will take any questions you have. I know y'all had a long day, so I'll try to keep it brief.
Councilor Walkinston.
Thank you, Chair. Gary, if a owner of a new construction home is not satisfied with his home and it's past the 1 year,
Warranty?
1 year warranty, if they're gonna come and they wanna take a sue for damages or sue somebody because they're not satisfied with the home, do they sue the contractor, the builder, or do they sue us? Like, who's?
I don't think I could answer that question.
Listen,
To the assistant AG in the room, because that's not a question that I'm not comfortable with answering.
Okay. Yeah, if you would, because I was asked that question, and I was really, because I know there's a section 184 that person is paying the mortgage to, but the tribe owns the land. And I don't know, it's all a big deal, it's all tied up into one. I'm trying to figure out, who does the person go after?
That's not a question that I can answer for you.
Okay, all right, thank you. That's all I have.
we need to know this young lady's name.
Oh.
Assistant AG.
I'm Katie Hall. I'm sorry, I don't think that I've ever been out here to be introduced to you guys. I'm Assistant Attorney General. Nice to meet everyone.
Does that help you out?
Yeah.
And you've probably seen her sitting in the back of the room, and I
Yeah.
think she helps cover this committee meeting. So if you see her back there, that's why I knew she was here, and I knew what she did, so
She's got your back.
that's why I look back there.
Okay. I understand. Any other questions? Harley?
Gary, we're gonna be letting some more bids out on some houses anytime soon.
There's some out right now. We just wrapped up 11 in Bonita on Friday. 11 families moved in, and I think that there was a little over 100 that was under construction at that time. So there's still 90-some that are out right now under contract, going up, and I think just about all over.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Just to clarify some stuff, I had a lady call me the other day, said the housing authority wasn't taking, they were taking applications but weren't processing any applications for new housing. I said, well, I don't know.
We take applications, but there's a waiting list. Just like with all of our programs, or with most of our programs, there's a waiting list. So they go on that waiting list. Our waiting list is maintained by date and time of application. We serve oldest applitions first.
And she may have said not taking applications. I
No,
said, well, that doesn't sound right.
We do.
Okay.
I was trying to think. I can't think of. I mean, there's only a handful of programs that we don't take applications for
So
on
if
a
a
regular
person
basis.
signed up today and had land,
Had land.
what are they looking at?
About 3 to 5 years, if I had to guess, and again, that's just a best guesstimate.
Well, that's fine. That's all I need to know. All right, thanks, sir.
Gary, the folks without land,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a continual question that we all get.
Sure.
What, any
Options?
conceivable option that you can think of? to
Yeah, I mean,
assist?
there is, and I have that discussion with folks a lot of time. I mean, just on a pretty regular basis. Of course, one of those options is for them to do their own 184 loan through a private lender, and they can 184. They can buy, they can build. It also allows for purchase and rehab. There's several options that they have. For instance, I just got HUD just released the new loan limits for the 184 loan program a week or so ago. Were they like 290,000? I want to say it was like $290,000 is the loan limit for Oklahoma. So, I mean, that, so, you know, it's anywhere from, you know, the modest of, smallest of small homes all the way up to nearly a $300,000 house that folks could get a 184 for. So that's one option, and that is a popular option, but also folks look to that program. I've had people before who's applied for the new housing program and has said, wait a second, you know what, this is my house, there's some custom work I want done. I want to do this, I want to do that. I really want, you know, a custom house. Is there an option that we have? And the 184 is a viable option for that program too on their own. And they went down that road, and it's worked out great for them because it allows them to do what they want to do. But to purchase a house, to buy a house, if they find a fixer-upper, buy and rehab, the 184 allows all of those options.
Well, you mentioned some options that I think y'all are probably telling the new without land folks about. Have we gone back, you know, you've had folks on the books for years.
I'm pretty sure that we have, but I can double check and see.
The folks that call me say, well, nobody told me about, I don't know what a 184 is, nobody's ever discussed it. And so they might have forgot. We're forgetful sometimes.
Sure.
And so some of the earlier folks without land, I don't know if you have emails, I don't know how you.
No, we probably don't, but we do have mailing addresses. I'll check and see. If not, we'll do a kind of informational brochure and get out to them in the next little bit.
Okay,
Bring up
thank
that
you.
information.
Any other questions?
That's good.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
And Hannah Knight.
Good afternoon.
Hey, Anna.
You have a copy of my report. I did just want to mention, we knew it would come. We knew it was coming anyhow, that the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau that was put into place after the housing crisis that regulated the lending markets is now getting kind of torn to pieces a little bit. So it's they just recently last week took away the enforcement of predatory lending, going after these banks and suing them in court. So that's the first major piece that they've taken away from it. And in the last couple of years, they've sued Citibank, Discover, they've sued the largest student loan provider, all about abusive practices. And so they're taking that away. They've reduced the reporting on mortgage lending. It's I'm glad we still have in place all of our qualifications on MAP, making sure that our clients, our citizens, are not getting predatory loans, because the safeguards that the federal government put into place are starting to go away now. So, other than that depressing news, I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Beautiful.
So are we headed back down to 2008 years?
I hope not.
Me too.
I hope not. That was not good. Hurt a lot of people.
Yeah. They wiped the building industry out. Good in some ways. Bad on others. Go ahead. Protecting my market share out there.
Okay, Anna, Matt Anderson, what's his title?
You know,
Yeah, I know
his
he's many,
cultural coordinator, something like that.
does a great job.
He does a good
He's really
job.
an asset. You know, I was just Saturday mornings a week ago. I was walking Main Street. I do if it's good weather, and Matt's out there teaching a class on a Saturday, and a lot of people will come in and they want to enroll in his class, you know, making baskets or whatever. He can do most anything.
He can.
And I know we probably can't staff or afford to staff the little restaurant that we have. You don't call it a restaurant. What do we call it? The coffee cafe?
The Kawi Cafe, uh-huh.
But there were so many people wanting to eat lunch and grab a sandwich, and it was not open. How can we help you, if that is a viable option, on these nice summer days? We haven't had very many.
No, and we have, in the past, we have had the Coffee Cafe open on weekends, on Saturdays, and at special events, but it's just not feasible for us to be open. We
Okay.
just don't get enough business to even
Okay.
cover our cost of opening, so.
Okay. But it was good that you allowed Matt to set up shop.
Right, we open the Spider Gallery in the tourist season in the summer, spring and summer hours, and then during the winter we close it on Saturdays. We
Okay.
don't stay. And so Matt's down there and he works in the Spider Gallery and he does classes while he's down there. And
Good. He does a good job.
yeah, he's very
Yeah,
talented.
thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
You bet. Any other questions? Harley?
Anna, if a homeowner had purchased a house using the 184 loan, and they sold that house, are they eligible to apply again?
For 184, yes.
Let them know. Thank you, sir.
Sean?
So Anna, is it not like the Cherokee Nation new construction? Because they try to make it the first time buyer, some 184s.
The 184 program is a loan guarantee program from the federal government. So what they're doing is just guaranteeing a mortgage loan that's made by a by a mortgage lender.
Don't have to be the first time home buyer. If ours is, right? Okay, all right, well, that'd be handy to know.
And with MAP, it is a first-time home buyer as well. We're trying to help the people who
184 is not.
haven't. But 184 is just a regular mortgage guarantee program.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you.
Nikki Lamore?
Good afternoon. Hopefully everyone received my report. Of course, it's from March. One additional part that I did attach, though, was I feel like child welfare often can be kind of gloomy. And so I wanted to kind of attach some things that are positive so that you'll see the fun things that we're doing with our kids while they're in custody. And so I just wanted to kind of bring your attention to that. And again, last page, beyond the equine therapy, art therapy, and cultural activities that the kids get to do this spring, we started a tribal garden and used the seeds from our seed bank in order to teach our children about those seeds that we have and where they came from and how to grow. And the children have really enjoyed learning how to start their own garden from the dirt, how you plant, how you water, and then how long you have to wait. And we are starting to get some sprouts, so they're excited to see that in action. And then we also have been taking advantage of it being fishing season, and the kids, we've partnered with the Murrow Home, or not the Murrow Home, the Children's Methodist Home by Cornerstone Church, and there's a huge pond that's fully stocked, and that's where a lot of foster children actually live and stay. And so the children have thoroughly enjoyed catching catfish. It's really stocked with that, and each will catch anywhere from 5 to 10 within an hour. So I think everyone would agree fishing's fun when they're biting. So anyway, just wanted to kind of bring some cheer instead of always the gloom that children are being abused and deprived. So.
Any questions? Frankie?
Do we have services that would help a grandparent gain custody of children? She is currently taking care of 3 granddaughters, and the parents have just left them. One mother is actually incarcerated, but she has no paperwork, no guardianship. I mean, you know, if there was an emergency, she doesn't actually have authority.
Yeah, absolutely. So if they're not already in tribal custody or state custody, we do have a guardianship procedure, and all she'd have to do is go to our tribal courthouse, ask for the paperwork, and we do those quite often. So we would be able to assist her, get her the paperwork, so that she'd be able to have the authority to get medical treatment and things of that nature. Sometimes a guardianship, that no one can pay that grandparent. So if financial issues exist, it's kind of a double-edged sword. You want them to have a guardianship so they can care for their grandchildren, but unless the children come into the custody of the state or the tribe, no one, either agency is able to pay them for their services. So sometimes we have had grandparents that want the children but just can't afford them. So sometimes we try to figure out ways that we can certify them as a foster home if the children were taken into custody. So sometimes there is that sad
So
situation.
she would go up there and complete the paperwork. Would you guys contact her and assist her with that? Or, I mean, would she just come to your office or?
Basically, we have a guardianship unit, and so I would have to find out exactly if we go and get copies of those or we just see them in court for the first time. So I'm not sure when that contact begins, but anytime they apply for guardianship, our guardianship unit goes out and does a walkthrough of the home. So we try to at least make sure that not everyone can come and apply for guardianship, and that we double check and make sure it's sufficient and safe for the child. So we do get involved. I'm not sure if that's the first day at court or if we contact them as soon as they file. So I could find that out for you and send you an email.
All right, thank you.
Anyone else?
I ran into an individual Saturday at Stillwell, and he had something similar to what Frankie was talking about. He had a adopted kid, and it was Native American, but the guardian's name was on the birth certificate. They did some blood work with siblings, and both of the siblings had the same DNA, same father, but one sibling had a tribal card. The one that was adopted did not. And he was asking me how he goes about getting these documents for this adopted kid to get citizenship through the tribe, and I didn't know the answer.
That doesn't happen real often, and I think I know the particular case that you're referring to, and it actually began out of state. So talking with your constituent, was it something that originated out of state? Or do you have
He
any
didn't
facts?
mention out of
Okay.
state.
And the only reason for that is different states have different laws, and of course, different judges sometimes apply ICWA differently. So I am aware of one case out of California that has a strange situation like that, and we've contacted our AG's office, Chrissy Nemo, and she is trying to assist the worker in doing everything we can to make sure that if they are a Cherokee child, we're getting them a card. So without me going back and reading over that, I can't. I mean, it's like very detailed, complex problem, and for me to be able to summarize it here today, I just can't. I don't have it in front of me. But I will just say that doesn't happen very often, and we were all shocked when it basically made its way back to Oklahoma that all of those issues existed. So it's basically a cleanup job, and we have to go back, have the court reorder parents back in, establish parenthood, all of these different procedures. And so that's where the AG is trying to assist our caseworker in doing what we can, and that case remains open so we can try to fix those issues.
Okay, so it's going to come out to a judge having to amend the birth certificate and all that.
And probably in California.
California.
Yes, because again, I think the case that you're referring to is actually out of California. So
Interesting. All right, thank you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Would it be easier in some cases to get emergency temporary custody as opposed to guardianship?
you can try that. That's definitely always an option.
That's
You
more
have-
through just judge, right?
You have to go through a judge, yes. So every case is kind of different. It depends on the ends that you're trying to get to. So if you want to give me some facts, I mean, I'm just saying after, I can sure kind of give you the best idea of what I think. But it just kind of depends on everybody. But that is definitely an option. But they usually have to hire an attorney, whereas the guardianship they can do without.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else?
Good.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
And anyone here from CCO?
Rob is not here. That's not right.
Rob is not here. We can hear Rob before we can see him sometimes. Old business done pending. New business done pending. Whoop, yeah, we do. I apologize. Frankie Argus, would you take this?
This is a resolution certifying compliance with 24 CFR Chapter IX, whatever that number that is. And Billy will answer any questions that you have on this, but I do make a motion that this be approved and go to full council tonight.
Have a second? Any discussion?
What is it?
Okay.
Billy's wasn't able to be here this afternoon, but I do have Casey LeBlanc here. Folks from grant administration are here too, if there's any specific grant questions about it.
Just what is it? I mean,
It's an application for a grant to help the Cherokee Water District
oh, okay.
for a new building and some work on the lines, I think.
I have no question.
That's correct.
Any other questions? Take a vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Yeah, any announcements? I have one announcement. My wife Phyllis came with me today, so I've been pretty behaved. I guess y'all know.
Is that what that
Come on, Phyllis, come back. We've invited her back.
And we appreciate
I like it the other way.
Motion to adjourn.
was? Chair, I got an announcement to make.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The
Go ahead.
Spavinaw Youth Center is having a benefit this coming weekend to raise money for the youth center there in Spavinaw. So if anybody's around, stop by.
Okay,
Thank you.
sounds good. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Did you have one?
He's gonna do it tonight.